Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2018 book by Becky Albertelli, Leah and the Offbeat. So, Leah on the Offbeat, excuse me. This is the third book in the Simonverse book series. You have Simon vs. the Homo sapiens agenda. We all know and love, translated to Love, Simon the film. Second film, The Upside of Unrequited. That is about Molly, Abby's cousin from DC, and then their stories and such, which I didn't like. We talked about it. It was okay. It was just boring, whatever. But then now we have Leah on the Offbeat. So, just saying, I'm choking on peanuts. My big complaint of Simon vs. Homo sapien agenda was there was not enough Garrett, and Leah just complained the entire time in the book. Movie version it's very different, and I like the movie more than the book. Now, this book was really good. It wasn't great, but it was really good. It was better than I expected, which is great. Now, I missed it. I missed it in the first Simon book. I just have my books to my right. So it literally says Simon versus Homo sapiens agenda, right? 16-year-old and not so open the gate Simon Spear. Okay, 16-year-old. That means that they were juniors in the first book, and the upside of Unrequited was the summer in between going into senior year. So, mathematically, that means they're in their senior year for Leah and the Offbeat, which then leads into senior prom, which leads into then flash forward, and then they're all in college. So, the movie is them in senior year. The first book is them in junior year. I missed that. I missed it. I didn't pick up on it because I'm reading this and I'm like, why in the hell are they now talking about graduation? Didn't we have this conversation in the first book? And I'm like, wait, no, we didn't have this conversation in the first book because they weren't seniors in the first book. So I missed it. I admit I missed it. Doesn't change the fact that, certain parts still irked me in the first two books, but this was really good. This was my favorite. This was my favorite out of the three. I will say that. Simon and Bram are a strong couple, which is really cool to see, celebrating their senior year. Simon's questioning, is he going to go to a school in Philadelphia because Bram's going to NYU. So, is it okay that they do a hour and a half Amtrak train ride from Philly to New York every other weekend? Abby is dating Nick. Nick goes with Abby to Molly and Cassie's, Abby's cousin's aunt's, well, technically Abby's aunt's, plural, wedding in the second book, which was nice to see Nick and Abby again. And then, Nick and Abby have, not a falling out, but Abby breaks up with him because she doesn't want to do long distance, blah, 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 this and that. Turns out, the entire time, while going through about this, and again, this is Leah's story. So Leah is closeted bisexual. She's only out to her mom, and she's got a massive crush on Abby. But she's also starting to think she has a crush on Garrett, even though she doesn't, but Garrett has a crush on her, which is interesting. So then their prom dates, and it's just the gang, right? The gang all hangs out, whatever. So Abby and Leah getting together at the end was very cute, and I didn't expect it. Someone told it to me, one of my friends told it to me years ago when he first read the book, and I was like, no. Why? Because I'm thinking, again, movie Abby and movie Leah, and it just didn't make sense because movie Leah confesses her love to Simon, and Abby is just gung-ho head over heels over Nick. So it's different. It's different. I can't stress it enough. It's different. It's fine that it's different. It doesn't have to be page to screen, screen to page, whatever. So Leah has a lot of character development in this. She realizes that she's mean when she doesn't have to be. She stands up for the right thing to do. They're her friend Morgan and Anna are not in the movie. Taylor Metternich is, and we all know know and love Taylor for that reason. Also, Cal and Nora go to the prom together, which is hysterical that the two of them are like a thing. Nora is much older in the books versus her in middle school in the movie, which is fine. And again, Alice and Nora have an older sister. Simon and Nora have an older sister named Alice, who doesn't exist in the movie, but she exists in the books, which is fine. Anyway, I got off track. So, what's the point of my story? We were talking about something. Leah. So Leah, she realizes that she doesn't have to be mean, and she's coming into her own and trying to be comfortable, and she's starting to understand that she actually has feelings for Abby, and admitting that she has feelings for Abby. She's trying to life stuff. Mom is starting to date this guy Wells, and like he's gonna buy her a bra, and like that was a funny target run. Like I got to admit, this book had really fun moments, and to have Garrett just be so pivotal within the fun moments, I was very happy about that. Oh, Leah sticking up for Abby because Morgan said a racist comment as in regards to why Abby got into Georgia State University when she didn't, and Leah just defending the hell out of Abby. So it was nice seeing that. So this book had really nice moments of character development and plot points. And then Simon and Bram. Sam, there you go. When Simon and Bram find Leah and Abby kissing along the walk of the nature nature, I don't know what the word is, conservatory? I don't know. That their prom is in, and then just the way it's written, that Simon's face just drops and his hands go like this, and it was just so funny reading it. Having the two of them have really cute moments, having Leah and Abby come together after a road trip, having a kiss on a road trip, which was Leah's first kiss, to them declaring that they are girlfriends at the end of prom. Months later, Leah sending an email to Simon, thanking him for sending her birthday email, and going over, living with Abby is great, and she's happy, and Abby recently made her breakfast in bed for her birthday, and by breakfast she means gave her cookies from the cafeteria, and by gave her cookies, wore an oversized coat with giant pockets that fit cookies, that way Abby could just smuggle them up back to their room. Hysterical. Certain parts were hysterical. So I gotta say, I did not have this much exuberance talking about the first book, talking about the second book. He ran out with the third book. So we have the fourth technical, which is a novella, Love Creekwood, a Simon verse novella, which is, I'm very excited. It's the four main characters just, talking and sharing and such, right? And then we have the movie version, which is not really the movie version. It just has the movie poster, Love, Simon. But it's the literal Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda book. But at the end is like set photos and like Q&A and like script stuff, and like, Greg and Nick and Becky are all like talking about things. So like we're gonna read the ending and count it as a book because we already read the book. So I don't gotta read it again this soon. I'll read it again years from now, but not recently. But then we have other books we have to read, and then I have to get into my mythology books because I miss reading those. We've been on the queer book binge since May, thanks to Heartstopper. Thank you, Alice Osman, for that. It's been a whirlwind adventure via spring, summer, fall. We're now in fall. I'm looking forward to the mythology book reads come the winter, and then we'll jump back into the queer books at some other point. It's nothing to dive away from. I've been in this genre for a while now. I have 62 Goosebumps books I want to read. I want to get into the horror books again. So it's just things. You need the time to do the things, and you don't have the time if you're doing other things in life. So, Leah on the Offbeat, the third book in the Simonverse series. Becky Albertelli, the best out of the three, hands down. I can't even compete. I can't even contest it. It is far superior compared to the other two. Credit where credit is due. Simon vs. Homo sapien Agenda was the first book. I get it, but this was better written. And the character development I appreciated a lot more in this compared to the first two. So, on to the next review. Mucho mahalo.